Hi, I'm Justin from Mobility in Motion, and today we're exhibiting at Rise4Disability in Milton, Keynes.
So as you know, at the last Rise event, we had Mobility in Motion that came along. There was a brilliant demonstration of Ria and with Jade about how it all worked, but I didn't get to see it. So I've come along today and I wanted to find out from you guys directly how some of this equipment works. I understand, for example, that you have a piece of equipment for lifting someone, hoisting someone from wheelchair into a standard car chair?
Absolutely.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, so my name's Mike, lovely to see you.
I'm Justin from Mobility in Motion.
Justin, good to see you.
Yeah.
So Justin, talk me through how this product's going to work and maybe we can see it in action?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So this is the Auto Chair Milford Person Lift. This is it in kit form, ready to use. So we've got the lift arm and then we've got two little attachments that once put together will allow us to lift our lovely candidate here, Casper, who's willingly...
Casper, lovely to see you. I'm Mike, okay?
Offered himself
lovely
up.
to see you. So I'm an occupational therapist. I've been qualified since 1991, worked all over the shop. But one of the things I get from people I work with is, well, if you're a wheelchair user, all I can have is a wheelchair accessible vehicle. Not everyone wants that.
No, absolutely, no.
So how is this going to work?
So this is like a miniature hoist. So all we need to do in the car is fit a little post down in the footwell. We can do 23.5 stone in weight on this arm once fully assembled. And what this provides is a complete transfer solution. So we will be able to use this little sling and the arm to transfer Casper in a moment from the chair onto the car seat. Okay, so do we have to assemble this and disassemble it every time you use it? Ideally, yes. Yeah, there's a few tricks to speed up the process, but in honesty, get it right, it's a couple of minutes. Right, let's see you in action. How does it work? Yes. So the arm itself, now this is about 8 kilos, so there's a little bit of a lump to this. Very much make sure when we do our assessments that somebody can lift and handle this. So you've got two little holes here. You can see two little lugs on the post there. See what's going to happen here. So to attach the arm, the lower stump's slightly taller than the top one, so we just find that, rock the top one into place and drop it in. We've then got a little kettle plug. The plug point is always accessible. So you plug it in and then you switch it on with the little switch on top. So that is very much like the way you attach a foot plate onto a wheelchair, in fairness. It's lining up the relevant holes, putting it on, plugging it in. Exactly. Okay, looks quite easy so far. Exactly. So we've got two more pieces here. So we've got what we know as an extension bar and then the spreader bar. This is the one the sling will connect to in a moment. Right. So again, can't get it wrong, everything only fits in the right place. So this one here just slots down into the bar and this one here connects to there. Okay, so what actually stops this all falling apart? Because I understand gravity's helping, but is there anything else to help with that? So nothing locks in place, but unless you were lifting it, which you would never do in this scenario, it should because it will always be the weight and gravity keeping it secure. Yes. So you never travel, as you rightly pointed out, you never travel with this in place. And that is one of the main reasons. So although you can rest it assembled on the car seat there. I can imagine if you're in an accident, that's going to get in the way of the airbag and everything else. You'd never have it in place, exactly. Which is an interesting point. Is this approved by all car manufacturers? As Auto Chair, we are manufacturer approved installers. So, yes. So it complies with all relevant regulations? Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All we're simply doing to make this fit is fitting a little post which bolts straight to the chassis at the bottom, and then you've got two little strut supports that go underneath the dashboard, and that is all it takes to install it. And you'll do that? We do, yeah. We have our own accredited installers that come and do that. Yes. Excellent. Yes. Okay. So, we can borrow Casper. Thank you so much for volunteering and being our client. The sling? Yeah. So we have a full range of these in lots of different shapes and sizes. They range from extra small all the way up to extra large. As I say, the arm can do 23.5 stone, so it's incredibly strong. Right. The slings are specially designed to work with the person lift.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yes.
So who would actually assess the sling and check we've got the correct size?
So that's where I come in. I do that. So I'm one of the assessment team.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something we very much assess for when we do our home demonstrations.
Okay.
So as I say, these are specifically designed for the person lift. So as you can see by the shape of it, it's known to us as a wraparound sling. So as we'll demonstrate in a moment, we can put this on without Casper having to stand up. That is a big problem, as I'm sure you've come across in your profession.
And I guess that sort of defeats the object. If you can stand, you've got other products.
You're probably going to get in the car, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap that around Casper in just a second.
Yep.
What we aim for, again, when I do my assessments, we always aim to perfect the strap lengths. So this is going to lift Casper in a comfortable and upright seated position.
Yep.
Which again, unlike a lot of domestic hoists that you end up being a little bit more hammock-like when you're lifted, this will lift him nice and upright. And as I say, we have quite short arm straps, quite long leg straps, and you're nice and upright. So
Okay,
nice
that's
and
fantastic.
So to put this on, what we need is to put the brakes on first before we do anything.
Indeed. Well, you can do that for yourself.
You can do it.
There you go. Right.
There we go. And then again, sometimes people need assistance with this, but with Casper seated here, what I need him to do is just lean forward as much as he can. So a little bit more, that'll be ideal. And what I'm going to do is going to drop this down to the base of the seat, just down behind him.
So it sounds very much like the way we attach a traditional universal style sling. You
Yes.
put it down to the base of the
That's
seat,
exactly that.
just down to the coccyx.
Yep, that's it.
And then just
Drop it
maybe
down,
fold it
and then-
slightly under. Okay.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah,
good,
that's
good.
it. So what we're going to do is just come around each side of him. Just going to give the sling a little pull,
Yep.
just to settle it down the side, like so. And then what we're going to do is just bring these straps just underneath the knee, just assist them as they come underneath. Just trying to make sure that the material's not folded. When we're doing that, we just want to make sure that we can see the sling underneath his legs, so we're not lifting on just the straps.
So again, this will be familiar to anybody who does the standard moving and handling technique of hoisting.
Yeah.
This is just a standard.
Yeah.
System.
A lot of healthcare professionals get involved when we're doing our demos.
Yeah.
And often they'll just take over and do it for us, because they're so used to them.
Okay.
Again,
Yeah.
this one here, just pull it the other way. I'm just going to bring that underneath.
Yep.
Lay that on the knees, ready to go.
Okay.
So we're all good. So what I will do, grab the arm here. So I've just lowered it down. What we'd do is we'll bring Casper in to about there. There we go. Pop brakes on. Then we don't have to worry about the chair anymore.
Right.
So to attach, what we're going to do is grab the two leg straps,
Yes.
and we're going to connect these into the middle here. So notice I'm just sort of taking leg weight a little bit now. The ideal setup is to just be taking up the slack in the sling as you're attaching it.
Okay.
That way, when we start to lift, the spreader bar is not going to be up in his face.
Okay.
So from my perspective here, I try and do the furthest arm strap next and bring this one to meet the sling. Now we've done that one, it's a little bit easier to attach this one, because all I need to do is lever the two together. There we go.
So do you, as the person being hoisted, do you need to have a reasonable amount of trunk control, or can we work around that as well? Someone has poor trunk control.
It's designed with the person being lifted having no mobility at all.
Right.
We do a head support sling. So if upper body, there's a few tricks we can do, but if upper body is quite limp, then or neck flex, if you're quite limp, then we do have a head support sling which has a boning structure to it. They're a little bit less comfortable for travelling in, so we'll probably come up with some plans for maybe taking it off, putting it back on.
Okay, but there's options.
Yeah, there's options for that.
Excellent.
Again, amputee slings as well. We do a range of those as well.
Okay.
We've got mesh, we've got fleece lined. There's loads of options that we can go through with people.
I'm sorry, I'm sticking my head through the window. There is no window here in case anyone's wondering about health and safety, but how does it feel for you so far? What's the experience like?
Comfortable, yeah, pretty much the same, yeah.
Okay.
I still feel like I'm seated on a chair. Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So what
Okay.
happens now then?
So what we do is grab the little handset.
Yep.
Now I like to just hover my hand over the handle on the top of the sling.
Yep.
And as you can see with the handset, there's just two buttons on that, up and down, nice and easy. So the guiding in and out of the car is down to us to perfect. So this is purely doing the raising and lowering, and it's doing the hard work
You
for
see, I'm
us,
afraid my reference is back to James Bond movies, and I'm so tempted to press the
red
red
button.
button so that it shoots you through the roof of the car, but maybe I'm wrong.
We could try. So what I'm going to do, just push and hold the up button,
Yes.
just hovering my hand over the handle on the sling, just so I can
Yes.
get a feel for when Casper is elevated.
Yep.
We've left the brakes on the chair, so as we start to lift, we don't have to worry about the chair disappearing down the street behind us.
And again, this mirrors the hoisting that you'd expect to happen
Yep.
with any other type of hoist, ceiling track hoist, mobile hoist, whatever is
Yeah,
involved.
yeah. So I'm not hearing any screams, so I'm going to take the assumption it's reasonably comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fully elevate at this stage. Now, when I do my assessments, I just elevate fully and then look to lower down into the car.
Okay.
Obviously, we can see Casper is nice and tall, so yeah, he's going to be looking over the car to start with, but that's
Yep.
fine. So what I'll do is drag the chair out the way, leaving the brakes on. Again, because I'm operating everything here, if we were on a hill or a slope, we don't have to worry about that disappearing down the road. Chair's going to stay put and we can concentrate on getting Casper in the car.
Okay.
So
Yep.
there's two little handles on the sides of the sling. And what I'm going to do
Right.
is I'm just going to keep an eye on Casper's legs. Now, this could be where I'd have to assist getting feet over the door sill to start
Yes.
with.
Yeah.
In this scenario, Casper is able to just sort of walk through. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give a little push towards the dashboard and just guide Casper in through the gap. There we go. Until his knees won't allow me to go in any further. So
Okay.
what you'll see now, obviously, we're a bit too tall. So the trick for this, again, might not suit everybody with this car, but in this scenario, if Casper could lean away from the car, what we'll find is I can actually get him in onto the car seat and then gently lower him down until he could roll his head in and under. There we go, and we're on the car seat. So what we do now is just press the down button until everything's slack and just release this. And obviously this, at this point, gets removed. Now, if you are in a bit of a hurry, you can lift it off as one, but just be mindful this would swing.
It's additional weight as well, isn't
Absolutely,
it? So you need
yeah.
to be mindful
so,
of that.
So obviously we do advise that you just take it apart. So
Okay.
you've got each piece there. Now
Yep.
we do give a big bag for everything to go into. And then we're going off for a drive, so we'll unplug it
Okay.
and take it out.
So the sling stays underneath the occupant, yeah?
Yes,
The
yes,
sling
yes.
stays underneath?
Yeah, so we normally just tuck the buckles out the way and then just travelling, ideally.
And
the
that's
comfort
the
of the car
bit which might give a little bit of controversy, because normally when we hoist somebody, the debate everyone has is, do you keep the sling underneath the individual, or do you take it out the way? Now there's research going on at the moment which is challenging some long-held beliefs, because the general belief is leaving that sling underneath causes a pressure point.
Okay.
But there's research being challenged about that, so
Yeah,
that
okay.
may change. The important thing is user experience.
Yes.
How long has this product been available and what's been user feedback on it?
I mean, this has been around since 1989. It's,
Right.
It's actually
So
incredibly
there's
popular.
lots,
Yes.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of users of this.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I've been doing this over 5 years now. I've never heard any feedback through the company to say somebody's been uncomfortable travelling in a car
Right.
seat.
But presumably the advice would be,
Yeah.
if you've got concerns about skin integrity, monitor it, start with some short journeys,
Absolutely.
build
Yeah.
it up. Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
And then-
Obviously, there's adjustments in your car seats as well, because you are in your standard car seat. So
Yeah.
you might be able to do some pressure relieving things there as well.
Absolutely. And again, it's all down, and this is a phrase everyone loves to use, it's called an individual risk assessment,
Yeah.
and which is why
Yeah.
you come out, you assess,
Absolutely.
it's different vehicles, different people, and works well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the $1 million question, if somebody feels this could be a benefit to them, or maybe an occupational therapist out there thinks they've got a client who'll benefit from this, what do they do? How do they find out more?
So they can contact us, Mobility in Motion.
Right?
Obviously, they can come and see us at the further future Rise events as well.
Yes, of which I think the next one is up in Scotland, in Glasgow.
Correct.
If you want to travel up.
Yes.
You're going to be there?
Yes.
So
I
will
personally
I.
won't, but we will be there. Yeah.
Okay, you'll be there as a company.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be exhibiting there, so they can always come and try it.
And what about the funding of it?
Funding, so again, everything we do is available on the Motability scheme if they've got a Motability car. Heavily subsidised. They do have the grants team as well, which
Right.
sometimes fund it completely. If not, we can supply these as a retail price with a retail customer. Prices are around $2,995. That's fully fitted. You get a 3-year guarantee.
Okay.
And majority are fitted as a mobile install as well, so we don't have to have the car moved.
And what about the assessment itself? I mean, are you able to come out virtually anywhere? Or what?
We cover the whole country. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll go wherever we can park.
Okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
it's all
Yeah,
good. Yeah, we'll
yeah.
come to you, and that's a free assessment as well. No
Free
obligation.
assessment, no obligation. So
Yep.
even if we turned away and said it's not for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Then it's not right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I have to point out, guys, that this isn't the only products available. There's a whole range of products available from this company. They're very much driven by the end user. I hate that phrase, but the person who's going to use the devices at the end of the day. And I've got to say I've really enjoyed it. So it's only one thing left to say to you now. That is, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Put your seatbelt on, mate. We're off to the pub.